Hi, it's Jeff Salzenstein, founder of Tennis Evolution, and I've got the Essential Tennis family with me today. We are going to cover the kick serve, and they're going to go through a series of progressions that are going to help you with your kick serve. Now, as a coach, I'm a big believer in getting different perspectives. You've got to have an open mind. You've got to be willing to learn and have that growth mindset. So that's why I brought Essential Tennis in today to show us how we can hit better kick serves. Let's get started with Megan right now.
All right, great. First, we are going to start with the first progression, which is understanding the feel that you're going to have by that brush on your kick serve. If you really want to get that height after that bounce, you have to make sure that you're in that vertical path to create that top spin on the ball. So what I'm going to have Jeff do is demonstrate a great drill to practice this, and that is sandwiching the ball between his hand and the racket, and he's just going to maneuver the ball up and down to kind of get that feel of what it is against the strings. What do you feel right now against the strings?
Exactly right. You want to feel that ball brushing against the strings, and again, so many players struggle with the kick serve. They push that racket forward, so we're going to be going up like this. And also, I'm a big believer in developing feel. And if you swing with a full motion, you don't have a kick serve, you're not going to have that feel. So we've got to start really slow with an easy progression like this.
Yeah, that's great, Jeff. I agree. It's all about using the progressions. If you just go to the end, you're not going to be able to segment and really be able to develop that kick that you're looking for. So now after you kind of understand that feel that Jeff was just describing, now you're going to let the ball come up off your strings. Your goal being that the ball does not go forward, but it actually comes up and more vertical. You're gonna know, like Jeff was talking about, how a lot of players go through the ball too much, and you're not gonna be able to develop that kick that you're looking for. So you wanna make sure when you're doing this that the ball is coming straight up. I'm gonna show, Jeff, could you actually show what happens if you go straight through the ball?
Sure.
So the ball is going to look like it's going straight path right to the net. That's not what you're looking for. But you're actually looking for, thank you, you're actually looking for the ball to go up and bounce a little bit in front of you, but you can see the trajectory is definitely different, okay? So this is your first progression. Really work on getting that feel and making sure that you can really spin that ball with that vertical path so that it's bouncing in front of you. Now, next we're gonna go to the second progression, which is going to give you that little rainbow swing that we got going on.
Thanks, Megan. It's rainbow time. Now we're gonna take the next step forwards, and Jeff is gonna go ahead and sandwich the ball just like he had before. And now as he brings the ball up off his fingertips, he's gonna pause for a second and then practice turning his shoulder and his hand out to the left, since he's a left-handed player. And what we're looking for here is his palm facing towards the back fence and his racket moving along the baseline. Initially, this is the direction your racket's gonna move on a great kick serve. If your racket pushes forwards, as Megan and Jeff talked about before, there will be no topspin. And so let's do one more segmented one, Jeff, where you get the roll first, and then rotate your hand and your shoulder out to the left. Yep. And then eventually what you'd want to do is put it all together in one smooth motion. So now Jeff is going to roll and go out to his left. Yep, exactly. Any other thoughts here, Jeff? What are you feeling?
Yeah, no, the big key again is this swing path, in my case, is from right to left. It's not pushing forward. This is one of the most common mistakes with serving all around the world, and we're all committed to changing that and helping you. So that's the key. Go from right to left if you're a lefty. If you're a righty, you're going to go from left to right. And again, finishing on this side of the body, on the same side of the body that you swing on, is so key.
So his racket's not going to stop and stay in that position. We're going to continue from there and actually complete the circle, and we're going to talk about that next.
So we've been going through the kick serve piece by piece, which is so important. You need each step before you can really put it all together in one continuous motion, which is what we're going to work on now. Now, the next piece that Jeff is going to work on, besides the make it rain, besides the rainbow, is following across his body so that he can make it into one smooth, continuous motion. So Jeff, show me the vertical, rolling the ball, and then the hand comes out parallel to the baseline. And then what we're going to do is it's going to continue across the body. How does that feel?
Yeah, so one of the things that I love to focus on is making sure you make that circle or that rainbow, and that when you finish, that you can actually curl your hand a little bit. So I pronated here, but then I curl the hand into this position, and that gives you that nice circular swing path, which is a lot different than pushing it forward where there's no way that you can hit a kick serve.
Awesome. That's an awesome tip, so that you can really grab onto the physical sensation that you need to have to hit a successful kick serve. Can you just demo a couple more for me? All right, so now our focus in integrating that piece of the technique is smoothing it out. So he's not segmenting, he's not herky-jerky here, he's just one motion. Awesome. Great job. All right, so now we're gonna go to Megan with your next step.
We're going to go into the fourth progression now, and that is going to be really starting from the trophy position and then going up through the ball, working on the vertical path, working on the rainbow, and working on the finish and the circular as Jeff was talking about. So what I'm going to have Jeff do is start in that trophy position, and he's going to start at about 25% pace, moving through the ball. So it's very slow, very controlled. You don't want to just start at 100% pace or even 50% pace, because you really want to be able to isolate the things that we've been doing in the first, second, and third progression. So now after you're making about 60 to 70%, you feel like you're understanding that path. How's that path feel to you, Jeff?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, obviously it's natural for me. I've been doing it for many years, but the key again is that circular swing path. Being able to start as a lefty and go from right to left. If you're a righty, from left to right. Again, you're not pushing forward. And starting from this position is so huge, because as soon as we get into that full motion, things can start to break down.
Yeah, I think it's very important to segment by starting with your arm up already. Yes, now I'm going to have him start speeding up a little bit. So now he's going to speed up until about the 50%. And that's when you're going to start seeing the balls jumping a little bit more. If your swing path is correct, you're going to feel that brush on the ball, and you're also going to start to see the ball jump after it hits the court on the other side. And now we're going to speed up a little bit more to about 75, and that's where we're going to keep it. It's about 75. The other kind of side note is that, and I have a lot of people tell me this, I'm shanking the ball. I'm shanking the ball every single time. That is a great thing. And that means that you're probably doing the swing path correctly if you're shanking the ball, and that you're trying to go out to the left side of your body, like Jeff was saying for the lefty, or right side of your body. What do you think about shanking the ball?
Yeah, that just means you're coming up on edge, and a lot of players don't even have the right grip. If you have a forehand grip, you're not going to be able to hit a kick serve. So getting into that continental grip and being able to swing so that you sometimes hit the edge of the racket is actually a good thing.
Yeah. Do you have people say that all the time to you, like, oh, I'm shanking the ball,
Absolutely.
I can't get strings. So just keep practicing it, and you're going to be able to start to feel the strings. So again, it's okay if you're shanking the ball right now. So now, after you do the trophy position, again, about 75% in the acceleration, and then we're going to now go over to Kevin, and he's going to bring it all together so that you're going to be able to really see that kick coming off the court.
So now it's time to talk about the full motion. We've worked so hard to go through each progression to make sure you've got each key to hitting a great kick serve. The last element with the full motion is really utilizing your legs. So you're going to really see now that Jeff is going to start utilizing his legs, he's going to start accelerating a little bit more. One really important part is to, even though we're going to accelerate by using our legs, is not to go full out. We're going to slowly work our way up. So you're going to see Jeff go about 70%. You're going to really see how he's getting more racket head speed.
Might a little bit more than 70%. I'll have to back off a little bit.
So you hear it here first. That's a little bit more than 70%, but totally fine. Now he's going 70%, and you can really see how he's going to slowly ramp up. Now, it's really important as he starts to ramp up, and as you at home start to do this exact same drill, that if you start to ramp up and things start to fall apart, what should you do? Jeff, have you ever heard that question if you're trying to do a kick serve and things start to fall apart?
Yeah, you back it up. I mean, it's all about the details. It's all about the progressions. And again, so many players want to move too fast through this, and you got to break it down. A lot of times I'll have my players start in this half serve or trophy serve position because it's trophy position, I should say. It's so difficult sometimes to find that range when you have your full motion. So if you can't do it in the full motion, you got to back it up.
Yeah, you heard that. So important not to rush through it. It's not a race. It's all about developing the correct technique, and sometimes that takes a little bit more time. So really make sure as you start going through it that you take enough time with the progressions to execute on what we're trying to do. So now Jeff, obviously he's proficient, he's gonna start ramping it up. And what you're gonna really notice as he starts ramping it up is that the level or the height in which the ball bounces is a lot bigger. So 1 or 2 more balls here.
Yeah, one thing I'll add is that when you get that circular swing path, when you go as a lefty from right to left or righty from left to right, that's where you can get that ball to hit the ground and jump. If you start pushing forward or coming around the ball, you're going to have slice, the ball is going to stay lower. So getting that circular swing path is going to allow the ball to bounce up higher off the court.
So that's another key element to look for as you're doing this. What's the ball doing? Is it bouncing high enough? If not, that's the key to what you might be doing or might not be doing in the sense of having the correct swing path. So Jeff, any more tips to add?
One thing I'll add, so yeah, one of the things that I focus on is, you've got the full progression, you have the circular swing path, you come all the way through. If I'm not getting that kick, I'll stop on the same side of my body for a few before I come through again. So even as an advanced player, we still focus on the fundamentals and the foundation and these progressions, and certainly you can do it as well. So I'll do one where I finish on the same side, and I'll do the next one where I come all the way through. So that was probably one of my best ones of the day, and it's because I exaggerated the follow through on this side of the body. This time I'll come through. Actually had a little bit of slice on it. It kicked, but it had a little bit of slice as well.
So this is a great tip, thanks Jeff.
Sure.
Because at home when you're going, you can remember these tips to really get your serve to really kick.
And again, this progression is really, really important to follow. You follow this 5-step progression, you're going to improve your topspin or your kick serve. And I just want to thank Essential Tennis for putting these progressions together with the kick serve. Check out their channel, incredible instructional content. They're super passionate about what they do. And that's why we collaborate on this project, because we wanted to get more content that could help you become a better player, especially with that kick serve. So thanks for joining us today. Check out the Essential Tennis channel.
Thanks, Jeff.